our research, I looked at 3 film openings before we began to produce the piece of film. We looked at 4 Christmases, P.S. I Love You and The Parent Trap. One thing we noticed was that they all started with an ident. This is a convention of film. For the first thing we see on screen to be an ident. We made the informed decision to follow this convention, as even though our own film is not the same genre as the other ones we researched, we would find it very difficult to find a film without an ident on.
All 3 clips we studied had music from the very beginning. This made us wonder about whether or not to follow this particular convention or not, due to the genre. Music may not be appropriate at the beginning. The music we used is creepy, which reflects on the genre of our film opening. One thing we noticed during the film openings, or at least the first 3 that we looked at, is that they have very slow edits. However, we chose not to go down this route as the film was of a different genre and it needs fast edits to ensure that gripping from the very beginning.
The opening to The Parent Trap is in a big open space. Similarly, P.S. I Love You and 4 Christmases are in public places. This has been done to introduce the film in an urban setting and make it seem more friendly and keep the audience relaxed. We have gone against this convention and done the main character in a rural setting in her personal environment away from people. This is to highlight and accentuate the fact that she's alone. During our research, we looked at the title sequence of Mean Girls, and the order of it was Ident Studios, starring, title, sound, editor, producers, and then the directors.
We put starring first because we found it important to introduce the actor's name, as she is the first thing we can say. Then we did sound due to the fact that the music and sound is present throughout. It is a heavy feature of our film.
When the titles appear, it dips to black. They are positioned in the bottom corners, apart from the title of the director, which is positioned in the centre of the sequence. This is because it has more importance. We chose to position the titles in the bottom corners because it looked more attractive and professional. It also resembled a real film opening. At first we decided to overlay the titles, however it didn't work well as it didn't look professional.
The colour of the font is white, which meant you couldn't see them when they were placed on top of the footage. We decided against having transition effects, as it made it look more like a PowerPoint than a title sequence. The final title we see is then the main title, which says Out of Time. We place this last because it has many connotations and introduces a narrative before the film begins.